Have you ever thought about how much your life can change in just one moment? Imagine being faced with a choice, balanced between truth and silence, with the world looking at you like a monster, and the only thing you have left is a voice to reveal everything. This is the story of Sylvia, a woman who lived the worst nightmare, and only at the end found the strength to overturn her destiny. Stay with us until the end of this video to discover a revelation that will change everything. Before we begin, if you like these compelling stories, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss our next videos. And now, let's get to the heart of the story. Sylvia, a young woman of 32, is on death row. She is accused of a heinous crime, the kidnapping and murder of Marta, the 3-year-old daughter of a well-known judge, Ricardo. Marta's disappearance shocked the city 5 years ago, and since then the case has dominated the media and public opinion. But Sylvia has never been a criminal. She has always declared her innocence, but the evidence against her seems overwhelming. In a trial that captured the attention of all of Italy, Sylvia was painted as a ruthless manipulator. People wanted justice for little Marta, and Sylvia's figure became the symbol of their worst nightmares. As often happens, the media constructed a powerful narrative, and Sylvia's image was irrevocably tarnished. But behind that firm and silent woman, there is a story that few know. The truth is that Sylvia had a secret affair with Judge Ricardo. They had fallen madly in love, and Ricardo had promised her that he would leave his wife to build a new life with her and their daughter Marta. Yes, Marta was Sylvia and Ricardo's daughter, the fruit of a forbidden love that no one was supposed to discover. When Ricardo's wife died in a tragic accident, the judge saw an opportunity to erase his past and began to orchestrate a cruel plan to get rid of Sylvia. Ricardo, fearing that his relationship with Sylvia would become public knowledge, decided to manipulate events in his favor. He created a web of lies, making everyone believe that Sylvia had kidnapped and killed little Marta, while in reality, the child had been taken by her paternal grandparents to a remote place away from prying eyes. Ricardo counted on the fact that no one would doubt the word of a respected judge and that Sylvia would never be believed. Sylvia spent 5 years in prison, isolated from the world, fighting against a destiny that seemed already written. But despite everything, she never gave up. Her only hope was to one day embrace her daughter again and prove her innocence. Her lawyer, although he never lost faith in her, was frustrated by her silence. "Why don't you talk, Sylvia? We can negotiate if you cooperate," he often told her, but Sylvia knew that every word could be used against her. The night before her execution, a priest came to visit her for extreme unction. "Do you want to confess, my daughter?" the priest asked her. "There are no words that can change my fate, Father. The truth will die with me," Sylvia replied, with a calm that surprised everyone who knew her. It was the silence before the storm, the moment when the incredible truth was about to come to light. On the day of her execution, Sylvia was taken to the room where she was to say goodbye to the world. The tension was palpable and everyone's eyes were on her, eager to witness the final chapter of a tragedy that had kept Italy in suspense. "Do you want to say your last words?" asked the officer in charge of the procedure. Sylvia looked up, staring at Ricardo, who was watching the execution with a satisfied smile. In that moment, something changed in her. "Yes, I want to say my last words," Sylvia replied, her voice firm and determined. "If they execute me now, they will take away the truth about Marta. She is alive and I can prove everything. Check that man's cell phone," she said, pointing to Ricardo. Her words thundered through the room and the silence that followed was tense. Ricardo blanched and tried to maintain his authority. "This woman is crazy. Proceed with the execution," he ordered. But the damage was already done. Sylvia's lawyers immediately asked for a stay of execution, and the room turned into chaos. Ricardo was interrogated while the police followed Sylvia's instructions, going to look for Marta at her grandparents' house. If you think the truth doesn't need witnesses to emerge, leave a comment below and let us know what you think. When the officers reached the designated location, they found Marta safe and sound, cared for by her grandparents who had been kept in the dark about the judge's lies. The girl, now 8 years old, was taken to safety, and the truth about Ricardo finally came to light. The judge, once a symbol of justice, was tried and convicted of kidnapping, tampering with evidence, and a long list of crimes that had destroyed Sylvia's life. Free from all charges, Sylvia was welcomed back by the public with applause and tears of joy. She was no longer the woman accused of murder, but a courageous mother who had fought until the end for her daughter. Sylvia and Marta reunited, ready to rebuild their lives away from the media clamor. With the compensation received for the injustice suffered, they'd moved to a quiet house in the countryside, where they began a new life together with Marta's grandparents, who had given love and security to the little girl during the difficult years. "What matters is that we are together again and nothing can ever separate us," Sylvia said, holding her daughter in an embrace as they watched the sun set. It was the beginning of a new era, a tale of hope and redemption, a journey that had taken them from pain and injustice to a future full of love and possibility. Even after she re-embraced her daughter, Sylvia's journey was not easy. Returning to normal life required courage and a strength that few possess. For years, she had lived as a prisoner not only behind bars, but also inside the invisible walls built by Richard's lies. Every time she closed her eyes, she retraced the injustices she had suffered, the sleepless nights spent crying for the daughter she believed was lost. But day by day, alongside Marta, she learned to overcome her fear and leave her pain behind. Her story soon became a symbol of hope for so many people struggling against injustice, a living testimony to how truth always triumphs in the end. Sylvia began to speak in public, to share her experience in order to give a voice to those who, like her, had been trapped in the meshes of an unjust system. With her story, she inspired thousands to never give up, to never stop believing that even in the darkest night, the light of truth can rekindle hope. If this story touched you, leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the super thanks to support our content. Remember, no matter how dark your world may seem, there is always a light that can guide you to a new beginning. Thanks for following us, and see you in the next video.